Some words once spoken cannot be taken back. Today, a former Pakistani diplomat has crossed a line that most in this region never expected anyone to cross. At least not in the public, not on camera, and not with this level of calm. He has said openly, deliberately, and without flinching that if the United States ever moves again Pakistan's nuclear weapons, India will be the target. The man saying this is not a radical, not a rogue actor. He is a former High Commissioner, the highest ranking Pakistani diplomat ever posted to India. A man who spent 3 years in New Delhi shaking hands, sitting across tables, building relationships. But who said this and what's behind this alarming remark? His name is Abdul Basit. From 2014 to 2017, he represented Pakistan in India at the highest level. He's not a man who speaks carelessly. He's not a man who stumbles into controversy, which is what makes what he said so chilling. Basit described a scenario, a worst case, he called it, near impossible, he said, but then he described it anyway.
There is only one option left, India. We would, without hesitation, attack Mumbai, New Delhi. We would not hold back. Whatever happens afterward would be dealt with later.
New Delhi, where Parliament stands, where the Prime Minister works, where the institutions of the world's largest democracy are housed. A city of 30 million people going about their lives today, completely unaware that their city was named as a nuclear target. Mumbai, the city that rebuilt itself after every attack, every flood, every crisis. India's financial capital, its creative soul, the city that never stops moving. New Delhi and Mumbai were not mentioned in passing. They were chosen deliberately as examples of what Pakistan would strike without hesitation in a worst-case scenario. And then Basit added something that is perhaps the most disturbing part of all. The consequences, he said, would simply be dealt with later. Later. As though the destruction of two of the world's great cities were a problem for another day. Now, to understand why these words are being spoken right now, we need to go west. 3 weeks ago, a war began that is quietly rewriting the rules of this entire region. American and Israeli forces are striking Iran. The conflict has expanded beyond what most analysts predicted. Multiple fronts are now active, and despite signals from Trump about a possible exit, the war shows no sign of stopping. Pakistan is watching all of this very carefully. Because Pakistan knows that its nuclear arsenal, built over decades at enormous cost at the price of international isolation, has always made it a target of suspicion in Washington. There have long been fears in Islamabad that America, emboldened by military success, might one day turn its attention to Pakistan's weapons. Basit's statement is not an accident. It's not an outburst. It's a message sent publicly so that no one in Washington or Tel Aviv can claim they did not hear it. The message is this: come for our weapons and India burns. Abdul Basit was careful with his framing. Worst case, he said, near impossible. The language of a diplomat trying to say something dangerous while leaving himself a way out. But here is what history teaches us. In this region, in this century, the impossible has terrible timing. A war with Iran was impossible until it wasn't. Nuclear-armed neighbors going to the brink was impossible until Kargil. The idea that a former Pakistani diplomat would sit on camera and name Indian cities as nuclear targets was, until today, unthinkable. And yet, here we are.